Hello, Advisory Committee. This will be our last digital meeting of the 2022-2023 school year. And so I just wanted to show you guys some of the things that we're up to. I'll keep it to 5 minutes or less if I possibly can. One of the things that we're doing maybe a little bit more integration between handmade art and digital design. Canva exists, and that's just a creeping concern of mine. There's programs that will do graphic design for people, and it's not really super personal and not super personalized and not always good, but they're getting better. And so we want to always kind of distinguish ourselves from just the makeshift graphic design that the internet and other formats can put out. We want to keep a couple steps ahead. And so one way is the students are incorporating their traditional art with graphic design. So upcoming potential t-shirt is this one, and one student hand drew everything that's on there, and then we converted it into the shape of our logo. And so that type of thing. And here's another potential fundraiser, same thing, where everything on there is hand drawn by a student, and we're converting it into a potential t-shirt. We get requests still pretty often, and so sometimes arguably too often, but we kind of like it that way, where a basketball coach will say, so-and-so scored 1,000 points in his or her career, and then a student will make that, and they're utilizing their own templates, which I like. They're trying to work smart, not only work hard. So then another student athlete will score 1,000 points, and then they've already got that format, and they'll just kind of recycle and add the new content to it. We got a request recently from the basketball coach. He saw a collegiate logo, and he liked it a lot, and of course it's super copyrighted, and it didn't exactly fit our particular needs here at the high school anyway. And so he asked if a student could hand draw it, and one did. This was hand drawn, totally copyright free, and he's going to put it on their jersey, on the new basketball jersey. So they're trying to do some things by hand. One coach from Lochapoka reached out wanting a t-shirt, and this was drawn by hand. And so we do silly stuff too. We've done a lot more branding this year not maybe a lot more, but we've done some more branding this year than years past. So just one silly thing for a fun little fundraiser, we made Coxford University t-shirts, and the students kind of got into that, and of course we all had a good time wearing them. But then they made a seal, and they made a crest, and they made diplomas for when we finish the school year. They will have graduated from Coxford University and things like that. So they help run a lot of Instagram accounts, and pretty big ones actually. Like some of the athletic accounts are fairly sizable for Auburn High School. And so one student helps run the baseball Instagram account, and she kind of partners with there's the mass media, the videography version of what we do. I mean, we almost see them as an extension of our class, and we kind of help each other and do things like that. We love that class. But they have one student representative, we have another student representative, and then everything kind of funnels through them. They kind of curate and choose which designs go onto it and things like that, and they design the bulk of them themselves. And so here's the schedule. Here's when we win. Here's like a Auburn High wins poster. Here's another win poster. Here's another win poster. Or just all kinds of various things. And they're getting pretty good about keeping things cohesive. They'll do very distinct designs, but they all fit into a certain umbrella, and go together as a theme kind of thing. And so for baseball, they like to keep it somewhat vintagey and kind of retro, and kind of old Constitution type paper and things like that. And so the baseball team is very, very talented. There's probably 6 or 7 future Division I baseball players, and so there's a lot of different needs and things like that for spotlight, student spotlight, player of the week. The student signed with Mississippi State, things like that. And so one student designed the World's Fair poster, and then had to do I think it was a 3 feet tall by 6 or 7 foot wide banner, and make passports for each student who came, and all kinds of things like that. They've made both of the theatrical posters, and so with these, it's a nice challenge for them. In some ways, it's a little restrictive sometimes because some of the plays come with stipulations and strings attached visually to what they want. So, you can't just make anything you want for Seussical the musical, or for like if we're doing a Disney play or something like that. And so there's pros and cons to it. It, I think, helps them to learn to navigate when there are some strings attached and things like that. This drawing is currently at the state level. It moved past the regional level for a state contest, and it was hand drawn by a just amazingly talented artist, and super long. We're still waiting to see the results of that, but it's probably, I don't know, roughly 1 foot tall and 3 feet wide or something like that, and it's on display in Montgomery right now. So anyway, forthcoming information about that. The problem with this, it used to be that digital art had its own distinct category, and we loved it like that. We were kind of competing against our own, and now they have lumped in digital art with photography, and even I think videography, should anyone turn in videography. And I feel like that's apples and oranges, and so I'm afraid, that there's a chance that it'll be the best digital art in the state, but it could lose to a very good photograph. And so, which, if it does, that's fine, but it's kind of like comparing, Tom Brady with LeBron James. It's not the same thing. So anyway, we made the most money we've ever made on a T-shirt before. One student told me if we would make Amos the dog T-shirts, he's our our weapons patrol dog, that people would buy them. And when it was mentioned, that kept echoing back from other students, and so I thought, well, let's give it a try. And so the students had a little contest. It's honestly, it's good, but it's very simple, and they sold like hotcakes. And so anyway, we made a lot of money, and the deal was we were going to give half the money to the Lee County Humane Society as our philanthropy, and so we got to keep half of it, so we're glad to donate, but that was a lot of money that got donated. We had a few really good guest speakers, one local graphic designer and website designer, and she brought a couple people from her team, and it was great, very relevant type talk. We had Aiden Peterson, which, if you've never heard of him, his dad is a singer-songwriter who turned novel writer, and he wrote the Wing Feather Saga, and my family and I read it and loved it. Not only the story, including the story, but also, all the art and the just the whole culture that comes with it. They've turned it into an animated film. And read the book first. They're both very, very good. But anyway, Aiden is the son of Andrew, the author, and he has been on the team that's helped to animate the TV show, and he's up in Nashville, and so he was a really good get, and the teenagers enjoyed it, and he was quite relatable and things like that. Tons of sports stuff, as always. They'll have photo shoots in front of our new we have a green screen, white background, studio lighting, stuff like that. We are certainly not Auburn University, but we're trying to build, and just we'll never catch them, and we know that, but Matt Jacques and Morgan Smith were nice enough to let me come job shadow, and it was inspirational. And so we're at least trying to walk down the same road, albeit we know that they're always going to be further along that road, but we're taking steps in that direction to become more like their graphic design department in the athletic field. And so we came up with a plan. So football, the students always do great in representing football, but some years, the first 2 or 3 designs, the first 2 or 3 weeks are are weaker than the rest because the students are just, they haven't strengthened their muscles and stretched their wings enough. And so we're trying to go ahead this year and proactively get ready for the first few games and have the schedule done and things like that. So here's one start of a schedule. It's not completely done yet. Here's another schedule for next year, and they're trying to go ahead and have a few other things as well to, maybe go and have game 1 and game 2 promoted and ready so that we can just implement them as soon as we come back. Pitching the class, we're trying to get the right students in here, and so more than ever now, we're trying to just tell people, look, this class it's a niche class, and so please, if this type of thing, this visual world, if you like to look at it, that's great, but that's everybody. We all like to look at it. That doesn't necessarily mean to take the class. If you like to create, if you enjoy, in your heart of hearts, the process of creating visual things, then sign up for this class. Otherwise, please do not sign up for this class. Tell your friend who enjoys this kind of thing, tell them to sign up for this class and make stuff for you. And so thankfully, in general, I mean, our spectrum is certainly trending upward in terms of just the quality of the artistic content of the inner makeup of each student. And so we've got a batch of talented kids, and so anyway, the program seems to be trending in the right direction. If you guys wouldn't mind, as always, if you know of any guest speaker, please let me know. For our club meeting, we're always looking for guest speakers. If you're willing to be a guest speaker, I know Matt and Greg are talking about coming soon, and so we'd love to have you. Even if you just want to come visit, I can give you a little treat just for coming by, a T-shirt or a button or something like that. And so, and also if you know of any relevant projects, the kids love to work on actual projects rather than just turning something for a grade. They just they get into relevancy so much, and so sometimes they're asking, Mr. Cox, do you have any real need? You need me to do something? And so I love to have something ready for them. So again, you're welcome to come anytime. Thank you guys again for participating and helping us out with our class, and I hope you guys have a great summer and end of the this season. So thanks again.